Tá. Deixa eu ver se já tá um. Teste, teste. Alô, alô. Teste, teste. Alô, alô. Sucesso. Ok.
Every journey has its
Beleza.
day. Don't rush.
Hora de continuar então aqui onde a gente parou. Continuar aqui a quest do Arconte. Deixa eu ver qual é a quest. Capítulo de interlúdio. Capítulo de interlúdio, então. Meu Deus, tem muito evento pra fazer aqui ainda. Oh, Deus do céu. Tá bom. Vamos lá, então. Vai evitar qualidade ruim ou impressão minha? Não, não tá não. Eu acho. Enfim. Deixa eu ver aqui. Computador. Não, tá bonito, pô. E 80.
Osmanthus wine tastes the same as I.
Tá bonito, tá bonito. Vamos lá, então. Vamos lá, Zangri. Fazer a quest aqui nova.
I have gathered everyone here today to make an important announcement. Perhaps some of you will have heard the news already. I am, in fact, planning to rebuild the Jade Chamber.
Rebuild the Jade Chamber? That's a huge project!
So the rumors are true. No wonder the price of building materials has gone up so...
The Jade Chamber means a lot to Lady Ningguang. Getting involved in... Lady Ningguang, is there any way we can be of service?
Patience. Since the news made it out a few days ago, I have already had many people contact. Nevertheless, I do have a few matters I should like to entrust to you. The building site has been chosen, and most of the materials have been assembled. They are as follows: Sunset Vermilionite, Wonder Cores, and Adepti Sigils.
Excuse my ignorance, Lady Ningguang. I'm familiar enough with
Only sufficiently large pieces of plastrite, or specifically, vermilionite, may earn themselves the Sunset moniker. This stone is what allows the Jade Chamber to float. Wonder Cores, meanwhile, are the central components of the mechanical structure of the Jade Chamber. Adepti Sigils serve as a means of integrating the mechanical devices with Adepti art. Although these three items are rare, I trust that with your connections and capabilities, procuring them will not be a question of if, but of when. I take the saying, time is money, more seriously than most. Efficiency is everything. I will pay a generous price for the materials that you find, and in addition, the first three people who collect all the materials will have the opportunity. You may ask me anything, and I will give you an honest answer.
These things won't be easy to get hold of. But if it means a chance to get some inside information on Liyue Harbor's development plan for next year...
Then it's the deal of a lifetime. Information from Lady Ningguang is priceless. Haha, what a coincidence! I won't divulge too much, but I heard some murmurings about some plastrite just the other day. So excuse me all, but,
No. We better move quickly.
Ningguang's rebuilding the Jade Chamber? This is a...
So you heard my announcement, did you? What do you think? Interested? Yes. Providing the question pertains to something I am knowledgeable about.
Really? Ooh, then Paimon will ask you about how to run a business. Then we'll never be short of more.
Of course. But how much information The construction of the Jade Chamber requires a great deal of space. The abandoned mine outside the Golden House has been selected as the building site. I have other business to attend to now. Otherwise, I would gladly escort you to the site in person. When you remember, this is a race against the clock. A rare opportunity presents itself to you.
Ningguang seems super busy. Come on, we better get going. First, we gotta get out of Eugene Terrace. Huh? Look! It seems like there's something kind of fishy going on over there.
Ma'am, you seem like an eminent and distinguished young lady to me. I can see that you're easily gonna win this procurement contest Lady Ningguang has set up. As it happens, we have some information about the materials that I really think might interest you. Come on.
No.
Don't be like that. Hey, come on! Why don't you stand there? After her!
Oh, right, yeah.
Did you hear that? They said they had some useful information. Information's just what we need right now. Let's follow them and see what we can find out. They're not here. Let's keep looking.
Well, will you look at that, ma'am? No, don't worry. We're not bad guys. You give us some mora, we give you a little info.
Boss, I got a bad feeling about this. Look at her, the white hair, the energy she gives off. I'm telling you, there's something different about her.
So what? She's loaded. How are we ever going to repay those gambling debts if we just let money walk away from us, huh?
I've already told you. I don't need your information. If you still can't grasp that, I'm happy to repeat it in a way that won't be so easy to forget.
Come on, ma'am. It's not about whether you need the info or not, okay? It's about you taking out your money and handing...
I won't...
No more excuses! Yeah, I saw you. Strolling into Leo Lee Pavilion, ordering a tip, then Shinyu at kiosk, then Wanmin restaurant. Same story each time. How could you afford to be so wasteful if you weren't from a rich family? And since you're so rich, what's the loss to you in giving us a little spare change, huh?
Master warned me not to lay a hand on anyone in Liyue Harbor. But here we are. Perhaps... yes. Let's call it fate.
Boss, I'm telling you, something's not right.
What are you afraid of? We're just selling information. It's not illegal. If she lays a finger on us, all the better. We'll sue her for everything she's worth.
Oh, you again.
Millilith? What are the Millilith doing here? Did you do this?
Silence! How dare you threaten innocent civilians? You're coming with us.
No, don't be angry, sir. Please, let me
Shenhe,
Shenhe?
my name.
Oh, so your name's Shenhe. Paimon's name is... well, Paimon. And this is Paimon's travel buddy.
Oh, I've heard about you two before. Thank you for helping to defuse the situation. I could have dealt with it myself, though. I suspect smashing his head against the ground a handful of times.
You can't do that! This is Lila Harbor! There are laws against that kind.
Laws? No, apparently not.
Really? So...
That would be my stuff.
She's so on. Wait, that's right! They said you went around all the restaurants ordering this, then of course you're still hungry. So, anything in particular?
Chingson, glaze lily, violet grass. These are my usuals. Medicinal.
Kinda hard to explain. Anyway, Boo Boo Pharmacy's not far away. Let's take Shenhe there for a big... After all, you can't... Psst. Do you think Shenhe might be an adeptus? It seems like it's her first time in Liyue Harbor, and she doesn't seem to get how things work here. If she is an adeptus, that would explain everything. Where does she fit in with the other adepti, though? I'm super curious.
Are you here to buy some herbs?
Chingson, glaze lily, and violet grass, please. Half a pound of each.
What kind of prescription is this? Sounds more like a lunch order. Oh, here you go. That's everything.
Thank you.
She's really eating them!
My hunger has now abated. Thank you. Rather awful. Though they were not completely devoid of sweet fragrance. After consuming a large quantity of them, bitterness is all that remains.
So, how come you chow down on these and barely touch the restaurant food? If Paimon had enough Mora, Paimon would go to the fanciest restaurant in town and order a whole table of food.
Because I'm not sure whether I will remain here in the future. The food of the mortal realm is most delicious, but should I return to the mountains, yearning for the food here shall only pose an obstacle to my continued spiritual development. Sampling each dish in order to appreciate its taste is enough.
Return to the mountains! That proves it! Paimon knew she was an adeptus!
Enough about me. What are your plans from here?
Oh, right! Paimon almost forgot! We came out to take part in the rebuild the Jade and now we're probably super behind because we've been held up for so long.
I see. I heard something about the contest when I was passing by.
Yep! You get to ask Ningguang any question you want if you win! Were you interested in the contest too, Shen?
I came for the rebuilding of the Jade Chamber, but until this point I had no intention of joining a contest. However, you have shown me your kindness, and I would now like to lend you my assistance. Oh, don't worry. I ask for nothing in return.
Wow! You really don't have to. But having an adeptus help out will make things a whole lot easier, so...
Then let's not delay.
Great! Paimon bets this is gonna be the awesomest plan ever!
I am not sure whether, or to what extent, this plan can be classified as awesome. I do, however, believe it will be... We simply need to dispose of everyone who is currently ahead of us. That...
Veto! That is not acceptable! Not by a long shot!
Really? But I hear that competition is in essence about conflict and one-upmanship.
Look, we want to win this competition fair and square, okay? Sunset Vermilionite, Wonder Cores, and Adepti Sigils. Let's start at the top.
I was wondering who I could hear arguing over there. So, it's you.
Baishu? What are you doing out here?
Lady Ningguang wishes to purchase a large batch of wound dressing. We're running low at the store, so I came out to fetch the ingredients personally.
Huh? How come Lady Ningguang needs so much wound
I'm not too sure. I did hear she's looking to rebuild the Jade Chamber, maybe for its first aid on... Oh, and she also borrowed Chi-Chi. Meaning Boo Boo Pharmacy is very short-handed right now. I don't suppose any of you are looking for part-time work, but...
No, other stuff to do. While you're here, though, you seem to know a lot. Have you ever...
Ah, the variety of plostrite used in the Jade Chamber, yes? There is some mention of it in the Seven Mountain Treatises. When activated, Sunset Vermilionite rise. As far as the records show, virtually all Sunset Vermilionite in existence has been mined and taken possession of. But the Feiyun...
Okay, then. Let's go ask at the Feiyun Commerce. Thanks, Baiji.
You're quite welcome. Good luck to you all. And if there's anything further you need from me, just come to the Boo Boo Pharmacy.
Traduziram errado ali o final, mas ok. Então é isso. Estamos em uma competição para conseguir reconstruir a Jade Chamber. Baizu apareceu, Shinri apareceu. Já tá começando bom, tem personagens interessantes já. Melhor que 90% das quests desse jogo, vamos ver.
Master Xingqiu, thank goodness you're finally back.
Oh? Why do I detect an urgency in your
The guild has had a whole string of strange orders and your father gave me specific instructions to ask you to stay and help.
I see. Have someone sort the orders by type for now. I'll deal with them myself shortly.
Oh, how wonderful. Thank you, Master. With you on the job, I can...
Hey, Xingqiu! Glad you're here. We want to ask you for some information.
Traveler, Paimon, please wait a moment. Shu, I need to entertain some guests. Please continue with your work for the time being, and we'll discuss the matter of the guild's orders in more detail later on.
Understood, Master Xingqiu. Then I will leave you in peace.
I wasn't counting on finding you here today. What's going on?
Xingqiu, have you ever heard of Sunset Vermilionite?
Oh, I see. So you've entered Lady Ningguang's contest as well.
As well? Do you...
The truth is, the Feiyun Commerce Guild is in possession of some Sunset Vermilionite. We are holding it on behalf of someone who has asked us to put it up for auction. And a lot of interest at the end of the day, it all comes down to supply and demand. In this case, I'm guessing the final transaction price may be in excess of 500...
500 million?!
Honestly, I would recommend that you don't bother bidding on this one. The price is greatly inflated, and it...
But... without...
Don't panic. I don't suppose you ever heard of Sea Gazer?
Who?
Sea Gazer was once very close to Mountain Shaper, but if I am not mistaken, he has already passed away. Yes, precisely. I didn't know anyone else knew about him. According to records of drifting clouds, Sea Gazer once built an abode to store his rarest and most exquisite treasures, among which was some Sunset Vermilionite. After Sea Gazer passed, the abode was abandoned, and its location was lost to time. Luckily, I came into possession of a stack of folk history books just recently. They make some oblique references to this lost abode, and after cross-referencing them against each other, I'm now fairly certain that it is situated in the Lisha area.
That's great! But is it really okay for us to just go and take his treasure? Wouldn't it be a little, you know...
You needn't worry. As far as I understand, Sea Gazer was very open-minded. Open-minded? I have not heard of Sea Gazer being described in this way before. Just a rumor I heard out in the mountains. All right then, let's go. There's something about this young lady that reminds me of a good friend of mine. Oh, I almost forgot. Adepti abodes tend to have very ingenious designs, especially when it comes to their defense mechanisms. Plus, it's likely to be crawling with monsters after being abandoned for so long.
Okay, we will be. Thanks, Xingqiu.
Ok. Vamos lá, então. Cara... Ok, né? Não era exatamente a missão que eu tava pensando. Eu já pensava que ia ser um prólogozinho de Sumero. Mas tá bom, vamos ver o que vai rolar, né? Pelo visto a gente vai entrar agora numa dungeon. E essa dungeon deve ter o nosso teste da Shenri.
The
Pra gente conseguir testar a personagem antes de comprar ela. Personagem essa que eu estou pensando seriamente em comprar. Não sei se compro, não sei se não compro. Porque ela é um suportão cryo, entendeu? Depois eu vou passar um tempinho no teste dela. Pra ver realmente se eu compro ela ou não. Tipo, tá ligado? 9 dias, tem 9 dias pra decidir se eu vou pegar ela ou não. Ver se ela vai ser útil pra minha conta. Se ela for, eu pego. Se ela não for, aí, rapaz. É uma pena. Seguir na sombra ali. Vai, claro que vai. Só vai ficar em pé aqui, ó. Aí recupera a estamina. Vamos continuar agora. Essa montanha aqui tá de crueldade também, né? Olha isso aqui. Porra. Que sacanagem essa daqui, viu? Nossa, eu poderia só ter dado teleporte, né? Isso, porra, Rony. Gostei de ver. Agora jogou fino. E... o que tem pra cá?
Shincho said it should be around here, but Paimon doesn't see anything.
This place was hidden using a special Adepti art. But now that I have removed it, we can inspect the area more closely.
Wow, that's amazing! Yep, let's take another look around. Hey, look! Is that a new Sealy over there?
Ok. Pô, cortei a fala, velho. Aí é triste. Ok, vamos lá. Preciso de um fogo também. Vou levar você. Vou levar você.
Let's finish this swiftly.
E a shotgun. Perfeito. Nada a temer.
What? Weren't we at a waterfall just now? How did we suddenly end up here? Oh, so many clouds. It feels like we're high up in the sky.
I believe this is the abode of that Adeptus. With any luck, the sunset Vermilionite we're looking for should be in here.
Really? Let Paimon see. Huh? Isn't that the Sealy from before? Look, and now that Paimon takes a closer look, the rocks and trees here don't seem complete. Oh, could there be something below the clouds?
These are not real clouds. They are the product of an Adepti art used for spatial partitioning. If we want to go down, we must first destroy the mechanism that is maintaining the Adepti art.
All right, then let's do it.
I sense the presence of monsters in this place. I don't know where they are hiding, so we'd better be careful.
Ok. Aí eu falei. E agora nós teremos a oportunidade de testar ela. Ver aqui se ela é boa mesmo. Maneiro a animação de ataque dela. Gostei. Tá carregada normal de todos os personagens de lança. E... tá. Tá usando a lança dela, que tem um ataque bizarro, simplesmente. Só o real, que é o que a Mihoyo gosta de colocar para os personagens. Aí não, né? Aí não é um bom teste, né? Meu Deus do céu, que constelação forte. Ult, né? Talento dela. Não é ult, é o E dela. Que horror. Pra frente. Carga alternado 7. Tenho 7 cargas de aumento de dano de ataque cryo. Não vale a pena, né? Tá tudo bem. Ação de defesa. Dano contínuo, duração, tal. Beleza, 80 cabo é complicado, né? Encantamento donzela divina, recebe aumento do bônus cryo, tá. E 20 segundos de 15% de aumento. Tá bom. Tá bom, tá ruim não. Já Shinri. Espiritual. Dentro da habilidade elemental do Supremo. Pô, aqui já mudou aqui um pouco a situação aqui. Aqui já mudou a situação. Aqui compensa segurar, ué. É o que eu falei, ela é um suportão doida. Simplesmente um suporte incrível de Prior. Assim é o segurado. E assim é o não segurado. Ok. Vamos começar a fazer a dungeon então. Só comparando o dano. Tá. Deixa eu quebrar o escudo deles. Tá, eu quero que crita, né? Tem que gritar esse primeiro golpe, né? 7.200. Não, não era isso não. Tá bom, não tem problema não. 5. Anda. 13 e pouco. De 7.300 para 13 e pouquinho. É complicado isso aqui. Opa. Não deu certo isso aqui não, hein? Fiz aí. Ah, tá. Opa. Pô, eu acho que isso é uma coisa que falta um pouco no Genshin, essas dungeons desse jeito. Ah não, tá ali, ó. Essas dungeons realmente faltam no Genshin. Ei. Oh meu Deus, olha eu de novo aqui fazendo isso com ela. Aí assim... Por que isso aqui não é uma boa? Porque sempre vai dar o dobro, né, de dano. Esse bicho imbuído não é um bom parâmetro de teste. Ah, cadê?
It appears that we've been taken for intruders. This time, why not allow me to take care of this?
14.716. Tá. Eu termino de esperar aqui uns segundinhos. Acho que agora já deve ter ido. Tá, vamos lá. 5. Nossa, aumenta demais o dano. Segurando. Não quer gritar. Parabéns. 15, tá. Agora vamos lá. Fazer isso aqui. Isso aqui. 30. Meu Deus do céu. Ok. Entendi. Calmou, calmou. Oh. Tá, vamos lá então.
It looks like we need to go further down. But before that, let's destroy the guard mechanisms on this level first.
Eu já preciso fazer isso aqui de novo. Cara, isso aqui deve aumentar muito o dano da Ganyu. Deve ser maravilhoso pra Ganyu esse negócio aqui. Desse jeito que ela trabalha. E pra Yaka é bom, mas nem tanto. Não, a minha Yaka não tá gritando por quê? Ah, porque o bagulho tem que ficar com dano cryo, né? Verdade. Deixa eu usar um bagulho aqui. Aí. Só de estar aqui já aumenta o ataque. Ele não vai gritar porque não fica com negócio. Realmente não grita mesmo. Infelizmente. Aí. Ligou. Eu quero falar da Shenhe. A Shenhe não fala. Aí é triste, né? Tá. Bora seguir na dungeon. Ela realmente não vai falar, velho. Que tristeza. Não vai, pra cá não vai. Beleza. Vai. Vai pra nenhum dos dois lados? Como pode isso? Como funciona isso aqui? Ah, tá. Não tinha visto isso aqui. Ela não move mais. Pra cá também não vai. Pra cá também não vai. Beleza. Nossa senhora.
Take flight.
E aqui, realmente, não daria. Mas fazendo isso aqui e isso aqui, aí eu viro um monstro. Simplesmente. Deixa eu usar a shotgun pra alguma coisa.
There is no escape. My will embodied. We have to end this. Take flight.
É muito forte. Meu Deus do céu, é muito forte isso aqui.
Order guide you. Gather. Time for retribution.
My will embodied. By ordinance divine. My apologies. Sakura swirl.
Vamos. Caraca. Isso faz um estrago que não é brincadeira, hein? Botar a Shenhe, a Ganyu e a Ayaka juntos dá ruim, tá? Porra, dá ruim. Foi aqui que eu vim? Foi, né? Aqui. Foi daqui mesmo. Cara, essa personagem é forte pra caramba, velho. Tá maluco? Eu nem ataquei com ela ainda, né? Eu tava fazer uma luta com ela.
Look over there. Could that be the sunset vermilionite?
Ok. Olha só. Que bonito. Meu Deus. Verdinho, bicho.
Is this it? Is this the sunset verm? It's so huge. That's true.
Plaustrate doesn't float until it's activated. It may look different from most ordinary stones, but it weighs around the same amount. Only after being activated does Plaustrate reveal its true nature, breaking free from the shackles of the mortal realm and ascending up into the heavens.
Wow, Shenhe.
Only because my master is fond of chatting about these things. The moment she has some time to spare, she'll come straight for me and I don't care for her stories most of the time. I certainly didn't expect them to ever come in handy like this.
Hold on a sec. Paimon just realized something. If we activate it here, there's no way we'll be able to get it back to the site, right? Heck, we'll be dragged up into the sky too! But if we don't activate it, how else are we gonna lift it? This rock must weigh well over 1,000 pounds, surely.
Don't worry. I can handle the weight quite easily.
Are you sure?
Please don't worry. I'm well aware that a plostrite sample this large must be highly valuable. I will be gentle with it and make sure it does not get damaged. My safety.
That's right! Paimon's sure you can handle it and everything. You gotta be extra careful when lifting heavy objects.
Is it now? Well then, thank you. I'll go on ahead with the plostrite. Let's meet at the building site later.
Okay.
How is Shenhe able to carry that huge rock all by herself? Adepti super strength much? We can't slow down yet. Let's go meet her at the building site.
Ok. Uai, aqui não é o lugar que a... É, uai. Oxi. É o lugar da quest da Xingling. Ah, não é não. A quest da Xingling é pra cá, ó. É que não, é parecido, mas não é não. Ok. Deu teleporte pro Child, né? Fazer o quê? Cara, eu acho que eu vou acabar pegando essa personagem, velho. Que perigo. Pode comprometer minha Yaimiko. Eita.
Oh my god, I can't believe my eyes.
How can she lift that massive rock all by herself? She's gotta be one of those adepti, surely.
Oh, mighty Adeptus, please give me your blessing so that in the coming year I may reap a more...
This is top tier in size and quality, and the condition it's in is quite simply immaculate. I'm going to award you full marks for the Sunset Vermilionite item. May I take...
My name isn't important. I'm not even here to compete. I was just delivering this for some other people. They should be here any minute now.
Shenhe! And Ningguang's little helper!
Ah, so you're the ones behind this. No wonder. But I have to correct you on one point. It's not helper, it's secretary.
Okay then, Miss Secretary. What do you think of the rock we found?
In truth, it is the finest piece of plostrite we have received so far. If everything goes according to plan, we will use this piece in the foundation of the Jade Chamber, which will... As a side note, Lady Ningguang has rented some dwellings in the nearby area to serve as accommodations for the contestants. If you need a place to rest... Now, please excuse me. As you can see, there is still a lot of work to do on the build...
Shenhe! Shenhe! Just now on the way...
Oh.
What kind of reaction is that? So strange. Whenever Paimon gets praised, Paimon can't help but hold their head up high and...
I've had similar compliments before. They call me an adeptus, treat me with great deference and respect, as if I'm set apart from the common folk.
Yeah, 'cause that's how adepti are. At least the ones we've met are pretty unique and reclusive, too. Way different than normal people.
But I am not...
Shenhe?
I'm fine. I've been exerting myself quite a lot ever since we set foot in that abode. I'm just a little fatigued.
Well, Byron said that there are some makeshift hotels we can use, right? Let's go check it.
No need. I simply need to find myself a secluded place in the wilderness to sit and meditate in silence.
You can't do that. It's dangerous out. When you're hungry, you go eat something tasty. And when you're tired, you go lie down in a nice, comfy bed. All right? Seriously.
Okay.
Great! Now we're talking. Let's head to our hotel.
Ok. Aqui não é um hotel, não.
Hi there! Checking in, are we? You're just in time. We only have... Since this was chosen as the building site for the new Jade Chamber, we've had a constant stream of people in this area. And not just workers either. So, business is booming for me today.
Great!
One of your rooms is still being cleaned. I guess it should be ready within the hour. The other room is just at the door. Here are your keys.
Shenhe, you should go get some rest. We'll hang around outside until the other room's ready. Paimon's gonna go see if there's anything good to eat around here. Paimon couldn't help. Let's buy one for Shenhe too. She can have it as a midnight snack. Or
All right. I will head to my room for now. If you need anything, don't hesitate to disturb me. I'm a light sleeper. I will hear if you knock on the door. See you tomorrow.
hey, isn't that Cloud Retainer? What's she doing here? Let's go and...
Ok. Olá, senhora.
One trusts you have met Shenhe. So, are you getting along quite well?
So far, so good.
Naturally. Save for Ganyu, who spends the majority of her time in Liyue Harbor. All the Adepti living today are acquainted with Shenhe.
Cool. So, what's her Adeptus name anyway? Calling her Shenhe feels kind of friendly, but also kind of disrespectful. So Paimon's thinking...
Her Adeptus name? Why, pray tell, would Shenhe have an Adeptus name?
Don't all Adepti have a special title they go by?
On this latter point, you are correct. However, Shenhe is human.
Oh, right. Wait, what? What? You knew already? So is Paimon the only one who...
Do you mean to say that she presents differently from ordinary...
Well, to start with, her problem-solving methods are...
Ah, yes. She was like this all those years ago when one first met her. One first found Shenhe by chance in a cave. One was passing by and sensed the presence of a god's remains. Being of an ever-vigilant disposition, inside was Shenhe. Then aged around 6 years old. In her hand, she held a dagger with which she was confronting a monster that was the god's remains incarnate.
Ora?
That sounds so dangerous.
When one arrived, she had already been locked in confrontation with this monster for several days. Most mortal children are fragile, both physically and mentally. That she was able to endure such terrible danger was due not only to her strong willpower, but also to the bloodlust one dealt with the monster, yet she still refused to lower her guard. She even pointed her dagger in one's direction and remained ready to strike. Only after she was satisfied.
In other words, if you hadn't passed by that day?
Not necessarily. Upon one's arrival, one could sense that the god's wrath was gradually receding. Even had the stale...
That's still so dangerous, though. Why was a tiny little kid battling against the wrath of...
Alas, the mortal world is rife with suffering of every kind. And she had experienced her fair share of this, even at a tender age. Seeing that she was homeless, one decided to adopt her. Indeed, it is one to whom she refers. Shenhe has an extraordinary constitution, making her well adapted to practicing the Adepti arts. All the Adepti, however, her homicidal urges did not subside with age. Rather, they grew stronger day by day. Mooncarver once performed a divination for her. He declared that her fate is to bear the curse of calamity. Consumed by malevolent energy, she is prone to bring harm to those around her. Such is the magnitude of the danger. Red ropes have indeed served to keep her calmer and more content. They also seem to have rendered her somewhat inexpressive. Perhaps it is only by fate that people's paths may cross. Now that Shenhe's path has crossed with yours, please be sure to treasure the gift that fate has given you. And
Oh, now Paimon gets it. You came out here to check up on Shenhe because...
Huh. You dare draw such a facile conclusion on the nature of one's present excursion. Ningguang once made a bold assertion that this is to be the era of the contract between Liyue and the humans. Well, one is most curious to observe how she will respond to the coming. If she handles it admirably, one is willing to be a witness to her achievements. But if she doesn't, let us conclude our conversation here for today. One has occupied enough of your time, and night is approaching. Be sure to...
Pô, mais uma vez eu cortei o bagulho. Que é foda. Ok, vamos ver o que vai rolar agora.
Hey, so Shenhe...
Master has relayed my situation to you, I take it?
Oh? How did you know?
I'd intended to wait until you came back before going to sleep, but I didn't hear you come in. I was worried that something may have happened to you, so I went outside to check and caught sight of my master. On top of this, you have been acting very strangely around me this morning, causing me to suspect that my master must have told you. After all, Master is...
Sorry, Shenhe. Paimon had you down as an...
It's okay. I don't mind. The fault is mine for not explaining everything to you sooner, because in my experience, trying to explain is a futile pursuit. Still, though you mistook me for an Adeptus, you never treated me as distant and unapproachable. For this...
To be fair, we've met our fair share of real Adepti, too. Anyway, now it's settled. From now on, you're our friend, whether you're an Adept...
Got it. Although I don't know quite what it entails in terms of what I have to do, I must say I like the title.
Great! Well, now that we're all rested up, we should start searching for the other 2 items on the list. But before we do that, let's go to the building site and ask Ningguang's little helper how the progress is going. After all, Sunset Vermilionite is so rare. Paimon doubts many competitors will really be able to find any. If it turns out some of them have given up already, we'll be able to take things a little more slowly. Oh, and another thing. We bought some grilled chicken drumsticks on the way back last night. There was a place just outside. Here's one for you, Shenhe. Try it. They're so good.
I concur. It has a rich flavor, far more agreeable than those I've cooked for myself in the wilderness in the past.
Por ali que sobe. Legalzinha a história da Shenhe. Não é nada demais, não é nada de menos. Agora tá legal. E eu me impressionei com quanto ela consegue aumentar o dano, bicho. Isso foi incrível.
Look! The Jade Chamber is floating into the sky! But it seems to be tied down by something.
That's because it's not finished.
Hey, Bywin! And hey, Beto! And hey!
scale of the Jade Chamber, we split the construction work into 2 phases to make sure the structure remains balanced. Before we find some suitable plastrite, we build the Jade Chamber's keel at ground level. Once the plastrite is ready, we place it into the keel and let the partially constructed Jade Chamber rise up to the height of the surrounding mountain peaks. The remainder of the construction work is then carried out at that altitude. Once everything is ready, we release the iron tethers and allow the Jade Chamber to rise to its target altitude.
Miss Bywin, we've brought some new materials to submit.
One moment, I'll be right there. The construction work has only been able to progress this rapidly thanks to the plastrite provided by you. Lady Ningguang is most grateful and looks forward to seeing more of your work.
Wow, can't believe you sourced the plastrite so quickly. It's the key piece of the puzzle. Looks like you beat us to the punch.
Beto, you're joining the Jade Chamber contest too?
Sure am. I happened to get my hands on a chunk of sunset vermilionite on a voyage a while back, so I figured I'd bring it over.
Huh. So even though it's rare, we're not the only ones who managed to get a hold of it.
Oh, I've got some introductions to do. This is the renowned Miss Yun, or Yunjin, probably the most famous figure in the Liyue opera scene.
Greetings.
These two are Paimon and the Traveler, both good buddies of mine. And this is... sorry, not sure we've met.
Shenhe. I am their... friend.
Good to meet you. A friend of a friend is my friend too. Or, as I like to say, a mate of a crewmate is part of the crew. Miss Yun is also here for the contest. Turns out she needed to borrow a boat, so we came together.
It's an honor to finally meet you both. I've heard much about you. Miss Shenhe, though we are only meeting for the first time, I have a feeling that we will get along very well indeed. To be honest with you all, I am in great need of this opportunity to ask Lady Ningguang a question. That's why I joined the contest. Thanks to my father's connections, I was able to acquire a specimen of the plastrite required. Fortunately... Wow! So it looks like the 3 of us are Excuse me for prying, Miss Shenhe, but are you competing as well?
No, I don't have any questions for Ningguang. I just wanted to help her win.
In that case, I have a proposal to make. Lady Ningguang said that the first 3 contestants to procure all 3 materials will be awarded the chance to ask a question. Instead of competing against each other, we could work together to secure the top 3 places between us. What do you think? Sounds great, but how does it change things exactly?
I think I see where you're going with this, Miss Yun. The plastrite was the most difficult item to source by a long shot. Luckily, all 3 of us managed to get our hands on it. The 2 remaining items aren't quite so rare, so as long as one of us finds a way to source it, the other 2 can hop on the bandwagon. How'd I do? Is that...
Precisely.
Huh. Interesting approach.
Okay then. All right, I'll go first. I have some leads on these wonder cores. From what I've heard, the core itself is really not that difficult to make. The hard part is getting hold of the ore used as raw materials. I'm gonna head back to the
We will head into town and seek advice from Master Zhang of Hanfeng's Ironmongers. Thoughts?
Wonderful. We'll split into teams then, and whoever makes progress first brings all of us a step closer to victory. I'm gonna take off. See you later.
Okay, let's go. By the way, what question are you gonna ask? I'm looking for a venue to host the performance of our new opera. Lady Ningguang has excellent judgment. So, ooh, what's the opera called? The opera is a labor of love by my father. He wrote it based on a popular urban legend about an evil... It's called The Divine Damsel of
Ok. Não curto muito a Eugene, mas ok, vamos lá. Ai, ai.
hello. Are you here for something off the shelf?
Excuse me, Master Zhang. We were wondering if you'd heard.
Of course I have.
My name is Yunjin. Perhaps you don't know me, but I believe that you forged.
Yunjin? Stage. Sorry. My brain's finally caught up. It's not used to doing much beyond bashing a hammer all day. So, you're here to ask about wonder cores, huh? As it happens, I do know how to make the types of ore needed to make wonder cores are a little hard to come by. Lady Ningguang supplied them herself.
No, we were gonna ask you.
Sure. Well, you'll need two kinds. Star Splinter Iron and Subrosium. If I remember correctly, Lady Ningguang sourced her Star Splinter Iron from the Mount Tianheng area. They say it resonates with visions. It could take some work, but if you stick with it, you'll find some eventually. As for the Subrosium, though, I'm really not sure. Sorry. What I've heard is that the people around Mount... Of course, it's probably just hearsay. If you want my advice, start by looking for Star Splinter Iron around Mount Tianheng. And if you run into any locals, ask them a few questions about Subrosium.
Mount Tianheng.
Interestingly enough, the story of the divine damsel of devastation also takes place on that mountain. I hear the view there is quite spectacular. A favorite destination of the Adepti, in fact. Perhaps it can give me some inspiration. Let's not delay. We should head straight there.
Ok. Vamos lá.
I came to Mount Tianheng once with my father as a child. I remember it being such a long climb that I could barely feel my legs by the time we reached the top. This is quite a trip down memory lane for me. Look at these majestic, towering peaks, and the gently flowing streams. No wonder the legend of the divine damsel of devastation is said to have taken place here. Adepti wander off.
The divine damsel of devastation is your upcoming opera, right? And the story takes place in Mount Tianheng. Huh. What's the story about, though?
It's the story of a girl becoming a hero.
Cool. A hero story?
The legend first arose in this area. In that village, there was a loving couple who were complete. The wife was out collecting herbs and was captured by the monster. Her husband was so distraught. The vile and vicious monster told the villagers, if you want to live, you must
What a nasty piece of work! Paimon sure hopes.
But the monster was so terrible and so strong. Just while they were discussing whose child would be given over to the monster.
No! Don't do it, little...
Unbeknownst to anybody else, she was concealing an exorcist's blade. She approached the monster's lair, feigning fear and trepidation. When she finally arrived, her extraordinary abilities drew the attention of the Adepti, and they took her as one of their own. Her story became the stuff of legends. But alas, the paths of mortals and Adepti seldom cross, and she would never again re-enter the mortal world. And so, destined to grace the mortal realm for but a brief moment, she vanished like a wisp of smoke into thin air. That's how the opera ends.
I really like this story. But I personally think that perhaps the little girl was not as brave as the opera makes her out to be. I'm not sure she deserves all the praise she is given.
I've never considered that before. Opera is always an interpretation of the events it purports to portray. A certain degree of deviation from the... When my father wrote the script for this play, I suppose his intention was to inspire his audience.
I think it's a great story. The ideal story.
Well, it sure inspired Paimon! Let's go get ourselves some Star Splinter Iron! Yeah!
Yeah. Oh, meu Deus. Olha lá. Ah, isso aqui não vai dar certo não, hein? Ah. Meu Deus, que... Ok.
Should be enough star splinter iron. Now we just need to find that Subrosium.
I think I saw a village on our way here. Master Zhong said we should ask the locals for help. Why don't we try there?
É o cílio ali. Foi aquele cílio só de sacanagem? Só de sacanagem mesmo. Por que não? Eu não alcanço. Uai. Não era do jeito que eu queria não, mas tá bom. E? E aí? Ah, moleque.
One man's stone is another man's gem.
Bonito que você disse, meu caro amigo Jongle. Gostei.
Hey, there really is someone here. Yunjin, looks like you were right. Huh. He did.
Hello, sir. We were just passing by and wanted to ask if you happen to know anything about Subrosium.
Is he trying to tell us to look for clues in the village? Well, whatever. Shenhua, Yunjin.
Sorry, you can go ahead without me. I'd like to have a word with this gentleman. If that's okay with you, Uncle Mingjin.
It's...
Shenhe.
Shenhe. You're alive. The rumors were true. So, all these years? I'm sorry, I don't know how to find Subrosium. But I think you can find some information in the village. And this place is deserted now. No one ever comes here. So you can rummage around all you want.
Thank you, kind sir. We'll go and take a look around. Don't worry. Mingjin has no ill intention towards Miss Shenhe. She'll be quite safe.
Okay, then let's see what we can find in this village.
Ok.
Huh. What's this?
Me. Ok.
So, Shenhe is the divine damsel? Now that I think about it, she does behave rather like an adeptus, and she is about the right age. So that's why I've been getting the strangest feeling whenever I chat with her. According to this text, the divine damsel from the opera was actually the daughter of the loving couple, and she didn't volunteer. She was sacrificed to the monster by her own father. Oh, the truth is even more lamentable than the opera. Now I understand why Shenhe said the girl was not as brave as people think. Oh, it looks like my father may need to make...
Pois é, meu querido. Deu ruim ali, hein? Esse aqui é o pai dela, não?
I came back here once before, a few years ago. It was deserted then, too, except for a few low-life bandits. Everyone and everything I remembered was long gone. But as people were passing by, they stopped to admire me. They praised me, telling me I gave off the aura of an adeptus. I tried explaining to them that I wasn't an adeptus, just an ordinary person who came from this village. But no, when I saw how run down all these houses were, I felt at a loss. It was like I took a look at the world, and on the surface,
Suddenly, so much time has gone by. Everything has changed.
Last time I visited, I felt so upset. But today...
It is easy for your mind to run wild when you are alone. But this time...
Yes, my friends. I came back here once before. It was deserted then, too. I tried explaining to them when I saw how run down all the...
Suddenly, so much time has gone.
Last time I visited...
It is easy.
Yes, my...
Ok. Vai ainda? Ah.
So it seems that Shenhe's father thought he was summoning a benevolent deity using a magic incantation. But in fact, he summoned an evil god's remains, which took the form of a monster. His obsessive yearning for his deceased wife led to a terrible tragedy. Still, I do wonder what the connection...
Claramente é o pai dela, pô. Tem erro.
Everywhere, but still no mention of Subrosium. Let's have a look over there. This is it.
Pra anoitecer, olhar pro lado que o sol se põe. Ok.
So basically, we need to go to the middle of the lake south of Mount Tianheng at dusk. And let's go back and tell
Ok. Shenhe.
One year when I was back visiting, I heard a story about a white-haired adeptus from a merchant passing by. I was a very close friend of your father's. I could have stopped him from performing the summoning ritual. I had plenty of chances. I bring flowers back here every year. And each time I wish I had a
Apologize for what? If you'd stopped him, he'd only have found another... There is nothing he wouldn't have done for his true love.
Do you still hate him?
I don't know what I feel. I'm told my fate is to bear the curse of calamity, so my master bound my soul with red ropes to curb my aggression. But it also dampened my emotions, making me dispassionate, like the... So if you ask me how I feel about the past, if I hate my father or not, the truth...
It must have been so tough for you all these years.
Shenhe, we're back!
Oh, then I will leave you all in peace. Shenhe, I'll tell you more about the old times next time we meet.
Thanks, mister. We found some info in the end. Shenhe, look! This tells us how to find Subrosium. All we gotta do is go to the middle of that lake.
Let's go then.
Miss Shenhe, there's something I'd like to talk to you about. Just now, in the village, we found your father's diary.
Paz,
Turns out that many of the details in the divine damsel
eu acho que tinha alguém falando comigo.
not true to the facts. So I'd like to change them.
Se pá, tinha alguma pessoa vendo essa live. Deixa eu fechar aqui e abrir de novo. E se pá, tinha mesmo. Aí eu fiquei em silêncio aqui e a pessoa deve ter... Foi mal. Olha lá, agora tá zero o contador. Ih, aí é triste, né, bicho? Poxa vida.
Why? I know I say that opera always deviates from the truth. But
Deixa
now
eu-
that the main character is standing right here in front
Yeah.
of me, I cannot simply dismiss your lived experience in favor of my father's fiction.
Economia de dados. Tá. Eita, nós, rapaz. Alguém veio aqui e deu um like no vídeo? Eu acho que não fui eu. Obrigado você, pessoa que fez isso.
It's okay. I like...
Meu chat não está carregando. Um momentinho. Eu preciso ver se a internet está normal. Sério, um momentinho mesmo. Deixa eu ver aqui. YouTube. Cadê? Tá. Ninguém falou nada aqui no chat mesmo. Deixa eu só verificar aqui uma coisa. Só pra confirmar mesmo. Deixa eu só... É isso mesmo. Alguém entrou aqui e deu um gostei. O meu gostei também aqui com a minha própria conta. Talvez se não foi minha conta secundária, só pra ver realmente se tinha alguém aqui, que agora eu tô realmente muito encucado com isso. Sério, se não foi minha conta secundária, só pra... O pior de tudo é que é isso mesmo. Simplesmente é isso mesmo. Rapaz, que doideira. Muito obrigado a você que assistiu aqui. Eu que não se inscreveu, mas tá tudo bem. Realmente eu dei mole aqui. Mas, ok. Vamos voltar aqui com a live, então. Perdão por você que não... Por você que deu uma chance, porém eu não soube aproveitar. Ok. Deixa eu fechar aqui, calma aí. Rapidinho que eu vou só fechar aqui o navegador para não pisar no jogo. O bagulho aqui parece que o chat no meu celular não tá funcionando mais. Tá sim. Voltou a funcionar, ok.
So, I hope that one day I might be brave enough to stand up and protect others, just like the girl in the opera. But I've never thought this way before, and I wonder whether I will continue to think in this way.
Don't worry. I believe you will. In fact, I think maybe you've already started to become the person you aspire to be. You just haven't had the opportunity. Shenhua! Yunjin! Cut the chit-chat! Let's go! We can't let someone else beat us to it!
É isso. Vamos lá então continuar aqui com a quest, né? Perdão realmente pra quem estiver vendo isso depois. Perdão pela demora, perdão pelo jeito que eu fiquei em silêncio aqui. E realmente, sei lá, eu gosto de prestar atenção. Então, quando tá rolando alguma coisa, eu fico em silêncio mesmo, porque não tem jeito, entendeu? Tem gente viva aqui ainda? Tem nada? Cadê? Tem? Ó, viagem. Vamos morrer, vamos? Olha lá. Ok. Precisa botar aqui de noite. Chegar lá e botar de noite. Tudo bem. Pra mim, sem problemas. Ok. Volta das 17h30. Beleza. 17h30 tá aqui. Só dar uma passadinha ali agora. Agora deve brilhar em algum lugar. Ok. O que aconteceu aqui que eu não vi? Perdão, eu tava olhando pro celular. Realmente, sorry, I don't see that. Tchau. Uai. Bom dia, Xiao. Tudo bem com você?
What brings you here? Have they found a solution to the danger in the sea? Ningguang didn't tell you. Something has happened in Guyan Stone Forest. According to the contract, as an Adeptus, I should not get involved for now. But these things can be unpredictable. I have a contingency plan of my own. Only a single mountain lies between here and Liyue Harbor. If things get out of control, I will defend this place myself.
Ok.
What brings you here? Have they found
Olha
a
que
solution
doideira o
to the
Xiao aqui de boas, nada de
Something has happened
importante,
to-
simplesmente.
These things can be unpredictable. Only a single mountain if things get out of control.
Da hora, eu gosto do Xiao. O Xiao é da hora. Xiao é maneirinho. Pelotos, tal. Tinha esquecido, né? Ela falou quando os negócios negociarem, né, velho? Que vida. Ali, ó. Cada coisa. Essa próxima. Vai, é aqui no bagulho? Não é no negócio, não? Tudo bem.
Paimon's curious if Beto's made any progress.
E outra pessoa entrou aqui e saiu. Lá a pessoa que entrou. Tudo bem que eu tô falando com ela depois que ela saiu. Desculpa a pessoa que saiu. Ok.
This is some top quality ore you found. I think I'll get a good end product out of these. Guess now it's my time to...
Hey everyone, how's the A-team doing? I ran into a bit of a brick wall on my end. Suling's never seen a Wonder Core before, and says it'd take a lot of research for him to get up to
Leave the Wonder Cores to me. I'll work on them while you go about your business.
Ok.
Don't worry. It won't take me too long.
Much obliged, Master Zhang. We should look into the Adepti sigils next.
I'll sort that out.
Oh? You got...
Yes. I have been training with the Adepti. When we first met, I told you I came for the Jade Chamber, not the contest. In fact, I came specifically to deliver Adepti sigils. Master heard that Ningguang was planning to rebuild the Jade Chamber. Master also said she hoped that I can take this opportunity to rejoin human society. But now that I'm here, I wonder if I've been removed from the world for too long. Maybe it won't work for me to stay here after all.
Ah.
But either way, I'm very glad to have met you. And I'll take care of those Adepti sigils.
Without knowing the ins and outs of your situation, I can't say whether you should stay or not. But now that our paths have crossed, we'll always have a connection. So if you're ever feeling down, come find me on my ship.
Thank you. So, Master Zhang, I'll need to use your facilities to make the sigils.
Fine by me. I'm actually curious to see how the Adepti arts...
Ok.
Whew. The sigils are ready. Though they are in some respects inferior to my master's, I can assure you there will be no quality issues.
I've finished forging the things you asked for, too.
Great! Let's go submit them before someone else...
Beleza. Hora de... Ah, esse Adept não era assim não, hein, na Quest do Shard. Ih, rapaz, olha lá. Ah, rapaz, será que o baú respawnou? Respawn o baú, tem isso? Ah, papai. Vamos ver isso aqui. Depois de 1 ano e pouco, Jade Chamber voltará a voar. Legal, legal.
Ningguang's little secretary! We found all the materials!
Oh! All three of you found them the Wonder Cores and... I hereby announce that the winners of this material procurement contest are...
What? It's over already? I haven't even found the plustrate yet!
So close, but so far.
I'd like to invite our three winners to please proceed to the Jade Chamber, where Lady...
Huh? Where's Beidou? She was right here!
Captain Beidou has some business to attend to. She will join later. Please come with me for now.
Alright then, guess we'll head on up to the Jade Chamber. This has been a long time coming. The last time we went up to the Jade Chamber...
Olha aqui de novo. Aí sim, hein? Aí eu gostei, hein? The Chamber foi o primeiro mapa que eles adicionaram aqui no Genshin. Foi essa Jade Chamber. A 1.1 eles colocaram isso aqui. Aí todo mundo pensou, pô, vai ter alguma coisa muito importante pra fazer aqui. Vai ser um lugar de um hub social foda de pessoas incríveis. Mas acabou que não.
Combine the Adepti sigils with the Wonder Cores and insert them into the Jade Chamber's control compartment. The construction of the new Jade Chamber is now officially complete. Once the tethers are released, it will soar into the sky. Thank you all for your work.
Yeah!
Miss Yun, I've already heard something about the reason for your involvement.
That's right. Lady Ningguang, I would like to hear your opinion.
The unveiling of Miss Yun's grand new opera surely requires a venue of equal grandeur. So what would you say if I proposed that we stage your first performance right here in the newly built Jade Chamber? The Jade Chamber offers a splendid panoramic view of the mountains and the bustling city. It is fitting for the finest performance to be hosted in the heavens. I can think of no better stage for you than here, Miss Yun.
É verdade.
Thank you, Lady Ningguang. Then I will prepare my props and other articles shortly. Please allow me to bring all these aboard the Jade Chamber.
Rapaz, deixa eu dar uma olhada aqui. Será que eu tô doido? Acho que eu tô doido, hein? Deixa eu pausar aqui. Live que eu botei pra carregar de novo e deu um contador de 1. Será que eu era o 1 que tava toda hora? Só que aí eu pausei e ficou 0?
You're quite welcome.
Aí que seria
It's
engraçado.
truly what a good opera deserves.
É.
A traveler, Shenhe, Paimon.
Ok.
I'll be leaving now. Do come and see my play when the time comes.
Ah, não vou não, minha filha, você é muito chata.
You're next. What is your question? I should clarify. I do not know your brother's whereabouts. Please, don't waste your question on this matter.
Wow.
Toma.
You're a mind reader, Ningguang. Oh well. Guess Paimon will ask a question then.
Managing a successful business is not as simple as you might think. Capital, connections, sensitivity to the trends, an instinct for what is a good opportunity. All of these traits are crucial. If you want to know how to make money, I will honor our agreement and give you an answer. But that is not to say that it will work for you.
Wow. Paimon hadn't even asked the question.
Your question was written all over your face. Now look, you helped me rebuild the Jade Chamber, and I intend to repay you handsomely. So I promise you that should you one day require financial assistance, you may seek employment here. I will pay you at the highest rate of remuneration.
É, minha querida, sinto lhe informar, Ninguém, que eu vou tirar 2 5 estrelas daqui a pouco, então vou precisar sim, tá?
Great! So next time we run out of Mora, we just need to come to Ningguang? No more questions from us. Shenhe, you got a question?
Me?
Yes, this is a group effort.
Thank you. But I don't have anything to ask.
Are you sure? This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. I'd urge you not to squander it.
Vamos ver. Ih, papai, crashou. Acabou a internet. Caiu.
Yeah, just don't waste it.
Ixi, caiu a live também?
Probably think of another one.
Será que caiu a live também? Caiu o Wi-Fi. Ixi. Não, acho que foi só no celular mesmo. Deu ruim. É, foi só o celular mesmo que deu ruim. Não, perfeito então, perfeito. Ah, voltou. Voltou? Voltou. Voltou nada, né? Mas. Vamos lá.
Lady Ningguang, do you think I can ever fit in Liyue Harbor?
Now that is an interesting question. Liyue Harbor is very inclusive, as long as you respect the rules here. So, the key is whether or not you yourself can develop a sense of belonging in Liyue Harbor.
Huh. A sense of belonging.
Yes. To become fond of a place, to feel part of it, it always requires a reason. Perhaps someone you've met, or something you've experienced here. Or perhaps you enjoy the atmosphere of Liyue, and you will become accustomed to it. In short, everyone needs a reason to stay. I hope you can find yours soon.
I see.
Hey, what's going on? I just went to see the fleet a little later than expected.
Ok.
It's your turn.
Me? Nah, I ain't got any questions. She forced me to help out, so I figured I may as well get involved with the contest. Guang, don't forget what we talked about. It's not gonna be easy to deal with. I don't think my fleet can take it on their own.
Don't worry. I have made preparations. The wound dressings are ready, and the Millilith have set up an ambush.
Glad to hear.
Rapaz, tá acontecendo alguma outra coisa. Vai cair outra. Nossa.
Ningguang, what are you talking?
You'll see when the Jade Chamber ascends. However, it's not the most pleasant topic of conversation. Maybe it's better that you don't know.
Modo ascensão de
When I
novo?
first set foot in the Jade Chamber, I stood at the edge of the platform and looked down upon Liyue Harbor. At that time, I dreamed that one day the Jade Chamber's shadow would be seen in all 7 nations of Tevat. My wish has not changed to this very day. However, it is not only out of consideration for myself. I hope the Jade Chamber will always float in the skies above Liyue Harbor, bearing witness to the prosperity and I hope that you can all witness it with me. Let the ascension ceremony commence.
Ok. Porra, uma CGzinha bonita, hein? Não gostei.
Right on cue. The Avenger of the Vortex, Beisht.
Who is that?
Osial's wife. Final follower of the Overlord of the Vortex.
Sounds like you knew this was coming.
Beto sensed something was stirring in the deep. She warned me months ago. Knowing she harbors hatred toward the Jade Chamber, I chose to rebuild it now as a way of drawing her out.
Got it. Well, let's go fetch the Adepta.
No.
Huh?
In this human age, the people of Liyue must find a way to overcome this crisis on our strength alone.
Glória. Olha aí. Ah, papai.
All hands! Tsunami incoming!
What's that? Wait! A giant wave!
Não foi uma boa ideia.
You are a cursed child. Your life brings nothing but disaster to us all. At least if you die, I can bring her back.
The day you learn how to use your strength for the good of others is the day that you can truly become part of human society.
Porra. Porra, viado. O que tá acontecendo aqui? Muitas coisas estão acontecendo.
What are you doing here?
We can't let you be the only one taking
Embaixo d'água?
I hardly see
Eu tô
this as
embaixo d'água.
The people of Liyue harbor
Meu Deus,
a
eu tô embaixo
grudge,
d'água.
and she is already badly injured. Only sheer willpower is keeping her alive. I may be nearing the end of my stamina, but in a fight to the death, I think I have the upper hand.
We're out too.
Eu posso bater nela. Posso. Não, não posso cair. Eu tô realmente embaixo d'água? Eu tô realmente embaixo d'água, velho. Que doideira. Oh, meu Deus. Tá maluco? Shotgun. São 3? Tá, calma. Opa. Calmou. Calmou que aqui tá... Ah, eu duvido você cair. Eu duvido. Eu dei certo, pelo visto. Não tem como bater vocês. Tá muito... Ih, rapaz. Nem... Foi agora, hein? Nem... E aí? Como é que vai ficar? Ela não tá fraca com essa lança dela. Tá, pelo visto eu matei já essa, que ela parou de levar dano. Esperar a próxima agora. Calmou. Não. Maluco? Cara, não era isso que eu queria fazer. Ah, tudo bem. Shotgun também é bonita. Tá. Não. Toma. O que tá acontecendo nessa quest, velho? Pelo amor de Deus. Cara, mais uma vez, Lewis sendo atacada e o deus deles literalmente não fazendo nada. Surreal, bicho. Eu acho impressionante, realmente. Aí, o ruim aqui. E aí, como é que vai ser? Vai ficar nisso aqui? Não vai deixar eu bater, não? Quero bater também. E aí? E aí? Como é que nós faz? Nós faz assim, ó. E aí, blau. Simplesmente. Oh, calmou.
This place is unstable. It is too risky to continue pursuing her. If the place collapsed, the consequences would be disastrous. Let's head back.
Colapsar? Minha querida, nós estamos embaixo d'água. Nós realmente estamos embaixo d'água. Da hora. Gostei dessa fase embaixo d'água. Vambora.
I'm just a little exhausted. Otherwise, fine. I wanted to deal with it myself. I didn't expect you to follow me. Don't worry. She's not coming back anytime soon. After an injury like that, she'll likely seek refuge somewhere else.
How did things go underwater?
It's been dealt with. She was injured before entering the water. It didn't take too much effort to finish the job.
Good. So the crisis has been safely averted. When you visit the Jade Chamber in the future, you will be afforded generous treatment.
Lady Ningguang, the fleet reports that the sea monster has left Guyan Stone Forest and the surrounding waters have returned to normal.
Thank you. How are the Millilith?
Thanks to the medical supplies you prepared and Lady Keqing's command, our losses were minimal. Of course, we owe huge thanks to this young lady for her help. On behalf of the entire Millilith, thank you for your service.
Great. Then next time I watch Miss Yun's opera, I'll be able to take the compliments. I wasn't trying to be a hero, though. I just wanted to protect you.
Let the soldiers recuperate, but don't let your guard down. If she returns with a vengeance, we must be prepared.
Yes, ma'am.
You've been monitoring us for some time now. I trust you've reached a conclusion.
You wish to hear one's opinion. Well, things would have hardly gone so smoothly had it not been for
That I do not deny. However, final victory was always going to be ours, even had things been a little more arduous. If it came to it, I could always destroy another Jade Chamber.
One has observed your adaptation of the Guizhong Ballista, and find oneself compelled to admit that you have learned from past failures and prepared for this crisis in advance. This is considerable progress on balance. One finds your performance during this trial satisfactory enough. But there will no doubt—
While the position of Tianquan remains mine, I will always ensure Liyue's—
Shenhe, one saw you secretly venture out from the mountains a few years ago, and noticed the air of dejection in which you returned. Hopefully this trip to Liyue Harbor has been a different—
Yes. I can't explain it, but I feel happier than I expected.
Good. Traveler, please take good care of Shenhe. She is a dear child. In fact, one has many fond memories of Shenhe's childhood that she may be interested—
There'll be no need for that.
Oh. They are all like this. Fine. Since you care not to listen, one shan't be telling you. One shall—
Please, have a good rest. Come to the Jade Chamber when you have recovered your energy. We must celebrate both the completion of the Jade Chamber and the fact that Liyue has weathered another crisis. This banquet must be the most spectacular ever.
Ok. Mr. Keqing. Hello.
The Millilith's casualties are within the range we expected. But in hindsight, there were still flaws with our plan. If we'd had more time, we could have built a barrier here to absorb the impact. We must learn from this experience and never repeat the same mistakes again. We were fortunate to have your assistance this time.
É, Keqing, é normal a gente te ajudar, né?
In hindsight, there were still flaws. If we'd had more, we must learn from this experience.
Ok. Você tem algo pra falar? Não. Você tem algo pra falar? Não. Ok. Acabou, então. Isso só. É ganhou. Não tem a ganhou? Não tem a ganhou. Simplesmente. Tá bom, então. Oh, agora ela tá no mapa, filhão. Agora ela tá no mapa, filhão.
Wow! Everyone's already seated! It's Paimon's first time attending a banquet in the Jade Chamber.
All of you here are my distinguished guests. I am determined that each of you— Those who don't drink alcohol, please, help yourself to other beverages. Fine wine is a delight to the senses, but it is far from the only one.
Have you heard? Miss Yun's going to be performing today.
Sure have.
Ah, no.
Honestly, it's the main reason I'm here. I've never
Não.
missed any of Miss Yun's performances, and I hear she's going to perform the Divine Damsel of Devastation today.
Hey, look, Miss.
Ah, glória a Deus, vai ser um videozinho assim. Ah, não, ela vai cantar.
神女劈冠到这里本该接近尾声，但今日我再添一笔，唱与诸位听。彼时鹤归，茫茫天地无依靠，孤身离去。今日再会，新朋旧友坐满堂，共聚此时。
What did you think? Personally, I thought I sang rather well.
É, eu queimei minha língua. Eu gostei. Porra, essa musiquinha não ficou tão ruim quanto ela se apresentou. Na verdade, essa música ficou boa. E essa animação que a MiHoYo faz, assim, que não é CG, é muito bom, cara. As artes são muito boas. Gosto pra caramba, velho.
It was beautiful.
Elas têm mais profundidade do que muita tentativa de contar a história de muito jogo. Nossa senhora.
It was wonderful. Also, thank you.
You're welcome. Thanks to you, the Divine Damsel of Devastation is a more nuanced. The play has an ending, but life goes on.
Thank you. I think I found the opportunity I needed to change.
Ms. Yun, here you are.
Ih, o cara tá bêbado.
Great to see you. Huh? Hey, this young lady with the white hair looks like some kind of VIP. Wait, you're the girl from the opera, aren't you? The Divine Damsel herself. Let me pull up a chair, all right? We'll all...
Alternatively, you could leave us alone. That is, if you'd prefer to finish your drink.
Uh-oh, this feels all too familiar. Shenhe's back to her.
Hey, what are you doing?
Calm down, Shenhe. Calm down.
Meu Deus. Dois? Tá bom, né? O quest ficou da hora, velho. Não vou mentir. Ficou bem bacana mesmo. Ah, essa era a missão... Eu pensei que tinha uma missão lendária dela ainda. Então, pelo visto, é só a missão dela mesmo. Triste, porém da hora. Vou conversar com o pessoal aqui.
To act, one must first feel. After our trip to Mount Tianheng together, I felt next time I have a new opera, may we study the character together?
Ideia. Então, vou cantar em chinês.
Now that I think about it, I'm glad Master sent me here to deliver the sigils. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had the chance to meet you. I'm sure I have much to learn from...
Obrigado, Shenhe. Você é um amor também.
You've made an exceptional contribution toward the building of the new Jade Chamber. I will not forget this. I shall be sure to repay your kindness at an appropriate juncture.
Ok. E vocês?
More wine! More wine!
Zutal. Meu Deus.
Drinking and watching opera in the Jade Chamber.
É? Zutal é foda, né, mano?
I wonder when I'll be able to build a jade chamber of my own. It'll take a lot more wealth than I have now. But hey, you've got to dream big.
Seria maneiro em ter uma Jade Chamber. Tem como a gente entrar na Jade Chamber? Ah, tem como entrar na Jade Chamber, nem ferrando. Deixa eu entrar aqui. Por 700 anos que eu não entro aqui dentro. Olha só. Esse cenário já estava pronto desde a 1.1 e a gente não podia entrar. Porque a porcaria da Jade Chamber tinha sido simplesmente jogada de cima dos céus. Isso aqui. E pô, eu lembro que no 3D 1.1 eu olhei pra isso aqui e pensei, caraca, Bloodborne, viado. E foi aqui, ó, é aqui que a Ningguang senta. Ningguang fica aqui, ó. Ih, rapaz, não quero olhar isso aqui não. Deus me livre. Não, pelo amor de Deus, quero sentar na cadeira, cara. Não tem como sentar. Ó, um livro. Tem como entrar aqui. Tem como entrar aqui. Tem como entrar aqui. É triste, tem como conversar com você? Não, tem. É que é mais triste ainda. Vida. Ah! Paixão. Ela tá diferente. Mas aí. Pô, era pro Zhongli ficar aqui. Olha só que legal. Zhongli merecia trabalho aqui, velho. É mais justo do que um deus trabalhar num lugar sagrado. É aqui que sai. É aqui então. É aqui mesmo. Ok. Tá bom. Ih, rapaz. Vou sair do outro lado, hein? Vou sair do outro lado? Não, só tem um lado. Como é que tem? Não. Ih, já desmontaram a festinha. Pô, que festa rápida, hein? É, só onde? Pera, estamina. Se bem que não dá pra subir aqui, né? Só se eu tivesse o vente, mas infelizmente nos dois run dele eu não consegui pegá-la. Vou morrer afogado. Nem ferrando. Nem ferrando. Cadê? 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 Eu preciso ter alguma comida de regenerar estamina. Perfeito. Ok. A visão que tem aqui. Pô, Isso! Olha, ele vai ser Fontaine, pra quem não sabe. Não, ele vai ser Sumero. É, ele vai ser Sumero. Aí pra lá é Fontaine. E é Liui. Ali é Inazuma. Ali é a ilha Watatsumi Island, que eu ainda não explorei. E ali é o Child. Casa do Child. Coitado do Child. O Child é um cara tão maneiro, tão legal. Enfim. A internet ainda tá funcionando? O celular tá meio doido. O celular está bugando loucamente. Sim. Está funcionando sim. Mas eu não estou conseguindo ver o chat porque meu celular não funciona por algum motivo. Enfim. Bom. Já fiz aqui a missão principal, né? Falar pra você que gostei pra caramba da Jade Chamber. Gostei demais mesmo. Ah, isso aqui. É o que dropou da missão. Economia. Cara, tem chão ainda pra mim entrar em economia, tá? Nossa senhora, tem que passar a ilha Watatsumi inteira, que eu não fiz nada praticamente em Watatsumi. Não liberei os teleportes de lá até hoje. Isso aqui. Isso aqui. Que horror, velho. Quando lançou o Watatsumi... Isso não é Watatsumi, isso é Sangonomiya, maluco. Quando lançou Sangonomiya. E isso aqui, eu fiz esse mapa aqui inteiro. Eu não completei, inclusive, uma quest que tem aqui, que é a quest do gato. E a partir daí eu não fiz mais nada no jogo. Nossa senhora, tá complicado isso aqui. Ah, deixa eu fazer a boa aqui. Boa, quando eu digo é um negocinho. Na verdade, não, tem que terminar a quest lá do Timaeus. Cadê a quest do Timaeus? Timaeus. Isso aqui. Vou botar a quest do Timaeus. Ok. Agora eu já não tô mais fazendo aqui a main quest, eu tô só fazendo umas quests aqui de evento. Eu tinha feito esse evento um pouquinho mais cedo, só que eu não fiz essa quest aqui. Isso aqui eu nem tô levando muito em consideração, porque isso aqui é literalmente filler. Isso aqui é o filler de pior qualidade. É filler de dois personagens que não tem personalidade falando em falas que nem são dubladas. Então, pelo amor de Deus, sinceramente, eu tenho mais o que fazer no meu tempo do que ver filler em Genshin Impact. Nossa, você vê que é filler, tipo, esse aqui é o restaurante da Xing Ling. Cadê a Xing Ling? Não tem a Xing Ling. Simplesmente. Eles literalmente não negociaram nada, então... Esses caras não dão um negócio, não dão... Como posso falar? Não dão trabalho pra própria quest. Não serei eu que vou dar respeito a ela, entendeu? Os caras têm que se respeitar antes de eu respeitar eles. Deixa eu fazer isso aqui. Ih, rapaz, tá acabando aqui. Vai dar ruim, hein? Eu tenho 5 já, amanhã é domingo, então tá de boa. Olha só. Não, aqui continua como era antigamente. Justo. Justo, justo. Tá, conquista. Olha quanta gema. Ok. O que eu faço agora? Deixa eu ver aqui, aproveitar que eu tô aqui perto do restaurante. Comida. Acho que eu vou começar a explorar um pouco a ilha de Watatsumi. Só pra... Tá ligado? É de boa. Eu tenho pelos elétricos 9 só. Precisa de 25 pra upar um nível. Não tem nada que eu consiga fazer não. Daqui... Quest. Vou liberar aqui a missão lendária da... Ih, rapaz, não, calma. Quero... Ah, tá. Não, eu preciso fazer a missão do Ito antes de liberar a nova missão do Ito. Ih, rapaz, o pessoal bloqueou aqui, hein? Vai dar certo não, hein? Deu ruim aqui, hein? Ah, voltou, hein? Voltou, hein? É isso aí. Simplesmente é isso aí. Não sei agora se eu exploro. Faço uma livezinha. Ah, vai, dá pra ficar uma meia horinha, vai. Só de brincadeira. Pegar os negócios de recompensa aqui de Liu. Fiz uma quest, não resgatei aqui. Senhorita Yu. Então, senhorita Yu. Pronto. Agora no mapa só tem itens forjados. Deixa eu ir lá pro ferreiro. Não, ferreiro. Maluco. Ok. Agora... O que eu faço agora? É, né? Tem que passar lá em Inazuma pra ver a árvore. Vamos pra Inazuma. Ui, ui, ui. Tirar um palitinho? Vou tirar um palitinho pra ver como é que tá a minha sorte. Vou ver como é que tá a minha sorte hoje. E, ó, lá. E? E aí? Como é que tá? Acho que vai ser bom, hein? Tô com sorte hoje, hein? Ah. Caraca, como é que tá escrito aqui? Aqui, ó. Não. Não, eu não tô com tanto azar assim não, tá maluca? Que horror. Vai. Ah, eu tenho 25. Que bonito. Parece. 33. Então tem 1, 2, 3, 4 ainda. 4 destinos aqui. Aí vai ter mais 10 do evento. Deu? Sei lá, mais uns 10 assim. Bota fé. Isso aqui. Tiroteio aqui nessa brincadeira. 137. 2. Tá. Tem um personagem praticamente já garantido aqui. Agora. Eu tenho um personagem garantido. Poderia tentar tirar a Shenhe. Vai ficar no time da Ayaka e da minha Ganyu, que eu vou tirar também. Só que aí a Yai Miko ficaria no 50-50. Se eu conseguisse gema suficiente pra tirar ela. Aí que tá, não sei, hein. Não sei, hein. Não sei, hein, o que vai rolar aqui não, hein. Porque a Shenhe é maneira, né? É da hora. Será que eu consigo tirar as 3 aí? Pra tirar as 3 é sacanagem, né, bicho? E é muita sorte conseguir tirar as 3. Nossa senhora. Abismo, por exemplo, ele vai resetar hoje. Aí vai resetar mais... ele vai dar mais... 2 vezes ele vai resetar. Eu faço 150, 300... 9, 10, 11. Tá. Tenho 3 tiros, vou ter 6 tiros a mais também até lá. Cara... E eu tirar a Shenhe, eu vou precisar tirar a Ganyu também no 50-50 para me tirar a Yai Miko. É brincar muito com a sorte isso aqui. Vou ter que esperar realmente o Rihan, a grandiosa Miko, né? E a Miko é uma personagem que eu acho que pode demorar pra ter um Rihan, tá? Pode demorar pra ter um Rihan dela. Não sei o que eu vou fazer, não sei. Vou teleportar aqui pra Watatsumi. Fazer essa ilha aqui agora. Tem quest, tem... Nossa, tem... Nossa, mesmo, tem Eletrópolis. Tem Eletrópolis, eu esqueci deste pequeníssimo detalhe. O Eletrópolis é foda que eu vou ter que ficar abrindo o mapa pra negociar. Toda vez que eu abrir o mapa, vai dar ruim. Eu vou abrir o mapa. Aí a live vai travar. Eu vou ter que marcar no mapa onde que eu já peguei o Eletrópolis. E senão, vira doideira. Então, acho que tá bom. Tá bom, acho que já por hoje. Agora eu vou fazer um monte de quest secundária. Fazer um monte de negócio aqui que eu vou fazer essa exploração dessa ilha. Eu até pensei em fazer uma live de explorando essa ilha aqui, mas... sei lá. Acho que eu faço de economia. Economia eu acho que eu faço. Mas... não sei se daria certo explorar essa ilha aqui. Entendeu? Talvez a Watatsumi Island também. Watatsumi Island eu também preciso explorar. Talvez eu faça vídeo. Não sei. Não sei o que eu vou fazer. Mas enfim. Essa live aqui foi mais pra questão de fazer história mesmo. E a história eu fiz. Então, tá safe. Vai rolar agora. Não sei. Tem alguém vendo aí esse negócio? Tem alguém vendo, fala aí. Se é pra mim continuar explorando ou não. Acho que... Opa, eu odeio, não gostei do meu próprio vídeo. What the hell? Eu não tinha dado gostei com o meu próprio vídeo. Meu Deus, que horror. Se eu não gosto do meu vídeo, quem vai gostar? Não, não. Maluco. Então. Cara. Tô realmente decidindo aqui, tô confuso. Ver se eu termino aqui agora ou não. Não, é isso, eu vou terminar aqui mesmo. E aí já deixa mais certinho, entendeu? O propósito era realmente fazer só a missão do Arconte, fiz a missão do Arconte. Depois ainda tenho mais coisas pra fazer, vou fazer outra live daquela de Arconte. Ok, voltei, perdão pela demora. Então agora eu irei quitar aqui, então. Vou fazer uma exploração aqui, sozinho mesmo. E é isso aqui, então. Até a próxima. Deixa eu encerrar aqui. Interromper. Sim, senhor. Bye, bye.